Greetings, people of the internet. This is Scott with CircWorks, and this is Beyond 100 Days of Making Comics, the program where I pick up where I left off on my 100 Days of Making Comics journey. What was 100 Days of Making Comics? Just to refresh, it is where you put in 30 minutes a day at least on your personal comic book project, and then you do a vlog about it, or you blog about it, or whatever, and kind of let people know what's going on for 100 days. And completed that a while back, and I've been trying to update everyone on what I've been doing. And I know it's been a little while since I've done one of these updates, and I apologize for that. If you remember the last one, you remember I was saying I was quite busy, and I was worried that I didn't know how I was going to get time to work on my project. So it actually has been a little while since I worked on my own project. You ready? Young and the Dead. This is kind of my baby, my personal comic book project, my labor of love, if you will. Issues 1 and 2 are available at circworks.com, and it is a kids versus zombie story. It's like Goonies meets Night of the Living Dead. If you've watched any of these videos before, you know that, but if you happen to be new, that's what it's about. So anyway, so I'm working on issue 3, and like I said, it's been a little while. I haven't really had much time to put in. It's weird because these videos I do, and it's like, at least the Beyond is a little different, because it's like, on one I'll be like full steam ahead, and then it's something, a wrench will get thrown in the mix or whatever, and then I have to stop for a while or whatever. You know, there was the holidays at one point, and then just all this work that I'm getting right now. And you know, my goal was to kind of have this thing done, issue 3 done by May for Comic-Con season, or at least Phoenix Comic-Con, which right now is the only one on my schedule, other than there's another one later, Phoenix Fan Fest. I really wanted to start to do more conventions, but I just don't have the time. So, but the good thing is, hopefully, since I'm busy, I'll have a little extra money that I can invest into getting some other tables at other conventions and things like that. Because unfortunately, you have to kind of invest in a table before you have to pay the money for the table and everything before you actually exhibit and hopefully make your money back, which hasn't been a problem. Usually I'll make my money back, hopefully. Sometimes I make a decent profit. Sometimes I make a little more than the table, but I'm hoping. I think it all comes down to more you do, the more you know. That'll start growing and everything. So I'm hoping to hopefully soon, if not by the end of this year, if I can get into some other conventions next year. But you never know. Like, I wasn't expecting all this stuff to happen. So most of what I'm doing, like freelance or however you want to put it, contract work or whatever, is a big game design project that I'm working on. It's really fun, but it takes a lot of my time. And then I've got some other smaller projects, but I do have a comic book project. So I have been working on comics, which is kind of fun. I just haven't had as much time to work on my own personal comic book projects. So what I've been working on, and that being said, I did get some work done on Young and the Dead, and I'll show you in a minute. But I mentioned this before. This is an educational book. This is kind of the comic book project I'm talking about that I'm working on for a client, and it's something that's kind of distributed at schools and things like that, and it's a program to help kids mentally time travel, which is interesting because when I started working on the book, that's the first I've ever heard of this particular idea. But then I was watching one of Dan Fraga's video, and if you've ever seen any of his videos, I mean, he's just amazing stuff. I mean, he does these, and I think I may have mentioned him before, but he does these drawings with like no underdrawing, no sketching or anything. He'll just start drawing in ink, and he kind of visualizes what it's like before it's done. And part of that, I think, is due to the mental time travel. But I had never heard of this concept before, but he kind of explains it too. So it might be an interesting video, and if I can remember to put a link to that, I will. But there's so many there's so many so many things I got to do to upload this video, and I got to get to work on some other stuff. But so don't fault me if that's not up there. You guys know how to Google and everything. I'm sure you can find it if you do a little digging. But anyway, so yeah, the idea is that you see where you're going to be in the future, and you kind of work towards that, and you make it like a real thing. So as far as the comic book I'm working on, it's kids. What are they going to do when they grow up? What kind of family do they want to have? What kind of like hobbies do they want to do? Just basically visualize their future and then take steps to work towards achieving that future. So anyway, that's what that book's about. This new one introduces, it's kind of a co-production with this guy Kenny Dobbs, who's I think the world's best slam dunk basketball artist, slam dunk guy. So it's kind of his story and everything. But so the good thing is it's not really complicated. There's not like a lot of crazy scenes, and the book doesn't have a lot of, I can show you the previous book. There's not a lot of backgrounds in it. It's mostly, mostly just flat background. There are some, here and everything. But anyway, so things are moving along pretty good, which gave me the confidence that that I'm not so behind that I could actually take some time to work on my own comic book project. But so I've got a bunch of pages. I don't know if you can see these, they're pretty light, but that's the basketball guy and the time traveler, and these are really light, but I've got, so far I'm about 10 pages rough penciled in, and it's a 15-page book, and of course there's a cover and a back cover and all that stuff too. But so I'm making good progress on that. I think I'm going to spend a lot of time on this weekend, and hopefully if I can get a lot more work on this done this weekend, then I can go back to Young and the Dead, which I did get to do quite a sorry man, my throat is like I got to do some work on it, some inking work on one of the pages. Actually 1.5, but I'm just going to show you one for now. Yeah, there was a Skype hangout yesterday that Peter Palmiotti set up, and a lot of guys from the 100s were on there. Marshall Couture, Johannes Vick, Gazbot was on there, Kevin Cross, and then some other folks too. But it was kind of cool talking to them, and I don't think I'd ever actually talked to Gazbot, so that was kind of cool. But we were talking about maybe doing this was just on Skype, so it wasn't recorded or anything. But we're talking about maybe doing like a 100s hangout, or just if people that are involved in 100s, would participate. So that sounds pretty cool, and I'd like to do it. We might have different people hosting it on different channels. So at some point, hopefully I'll host it or whatever, and so it should be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, some really good conversations, and I got a lot of work done while I was doing that. So I'll show you the page I'm working on. This is page 8 of Young and the Dead, issue 3. You'll notice that the first 2 panels there's no panels here. The reason for that is I'm going to do some stuff digitally. This picture here with all the kids standing here in the garage, this actually going to be, the garage door is going to be moving up, so I'm going to use the same picture and have this garage in different stages, so the garage door is moving up. So that's why there's nothing there. But then we kind of see the Trans Am peeling out, and again, like the Firebird logo, that's going to be added digitally and stuff, just because it's way easier. And of course, some people would say doing the whole thing digitally is way easier, but I just haven't got to that stage, and I've talked about it before, so I'm not going to talk about it again. But that was one of the goals. But it's again, it's like you got to learn that Manga Studio software and everything, or whatever you use. But I think for comics, I'd want to try to learn Manga Studio to do this kind of stuff, because it's made for that. So I don't know. So right now I just got to stick with what I know. I got to stick with pen and ink, which I like doing. So anyway, so that's what I did. So I'm happy, and there's a good amount of time that went into that, and half of this other page that I work on too, which I'll probably show in the next 100 Days of Making Comics. So aside from not doing anything for a few weeks, hopefully I'm back on the horse and working on more on my comic, because although I don't know that I'll be able to get it done in May in time for the Comic Con season, I just don't want to rush it for one. It might be possible, but it would just really be rushing it. I mean, yeah, I don't even. So I'm kind of bummed out. The comic book. The thing is that at conventions, the best-selling thing I have, I think, is the comic books. Unfortunately, they're not the biggest money-making thing because there's not a big profit margin on them. I think I make a couple bucks off of each one, maybe a little less than that. Whereas prints, I can make a decent, buck off of those. So. But yeah, and that's the other thing I've got. I've got to really take, I guess start organizing my days, because I want to get some extra prints or buttons, or I was talking about also having another mix and match trading card set done for this thing. So I got to start thinking about that as well. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. So what else is going on? Let's see. Oh, I wanted to bring up. You guys probably, if you're watching this, you probably know Peter Palmiotti, and we're doing sort of a kind of a fundraiser for him. He's in a situation right now where he's got, I think, 4 cats, and I guess the place he's in right now that he's renting is coming down on him, so he's got to, I guess, get rid of at least 3 of the cats, I guess. Which obviously he doesn't want to do because they're part of his family and everything. And so him and his his fiance are looking at this house, and they found one, but they're going to need some help with the down payment. His work's starting to pick up for him and everything like that with the inking and all that stuff. But they want to get this place, so we're trying to kind of help him out. And a bunch of people are doing artwork and donating it, and he's got a GoFundMe page, and I'll definitely have to put that in the show notes. So I'll do that. But if you want to check that out, and if you can give a buck or whatever, or if you're an artist and you want to donate a piece, that's great. I did the last Fan Art Friday I donated a piece. So and that sold, and I appreciate the buyer on that and everything. So that went to Peter to help him out. But I've still got other stuff, and like when I do fan art, for the most part, I don't really like sell it, so it's just kind of sitting here. But I figure if I can give it away for a good cause. So most of the stuff that I've done on my Fan Art Friday videos are still available. So I would say just, maybe like 15 a piece for these little sketch cards. There's a little Gollum, a Hellboy, I've got a Chewbacca, I've got Princess Leia, I've got a Cylon, I've got a Stormtrooper, the new Stormtroopers from the new movie, I got the little robot ball guy from the new Star Wars, a little Cantina band guy. I mean, I got tons of these. I got some Rankin and Bass stuff. So if any of these appeal to you, I just say a minimum bid of like, 15 bucks, and I'll send these out to you. If you want to pay more, that's great. It's all, it's all going to Peter for, there's a little Muppet guy, Firefly, let's see, Avatar, E.T. So any of these things or just let me know. Or if there's something, if you want me to do a custom one, I can do that too. Well, hopefully, it might be a little more of a bigger bid than 15 bucks, just because I don't really have a lot of time. But I can do it on, I could do it on the next Fan Art Friday. If there's something that a sketch card like this that you want to do, then I can because I don't have anything lined up for that. So just let me know. Send me a message or whatever if any of these appeal to you. If you want to help Peter out, and we can do that. Or like I said, if you're an artist and you want to donate something, that would be great. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I just wanted to talk again about the 100s as I close this thing out. It's kind of being rejuvenated and brought back. Kevin Cross, who started it, is doing his again, which is great, and a lot of other people are starting to join in, which is cool. I'm not planning on starting my 100 days over again, but I do want to keep posting these things, and I do want to keep it, not so much the videos, because they take time to do and I just don't have that kind of time. but as far as putting in 30 minutes, whether it's 30 minutes a day or the equivalent within a week, I think I've already put that amount of time in for this week, which is cool. But I want to continue to do that. So yeah. So other people, let's see. I don't know. I thought Marshall Couture started back up with 100 Days of Painting, but it sounded like, and I talked to him yesterday, he may not be doing that anymore. I'm not sure. But I know he's still doing videos and stuff, and podcasts and all that stuff. Eric Fares is also doing it. If you haven't seen his stuff, hopefully I can link all this stuff in. JFM's another one. He's doing videos, I think, every week. Introducing Emmy is back, and her videos are really good, and her artwork's crazy good, and she does, and she's real far along with her books and everything, but she's got some good videos. Johannes Vick is talking about restarting his again, so that's cool. Boots and Bats, who's done it before, is back, and let's see, Matt Strock, JFM, and let's see, I may be leaving people out, but it's cool because it's for a while it seemed like it was just Gazbot was all by himself doing it and everything, and he's almost wrapping up. Yeah, it's cool. So if that's something that you're considering, if you're a comic book artist or any kind of artwork or whatever, if you're thinking about taking this challenge, I would encourage you, give it a shot, And like I said before, I mean, it's cool, and it's a sense of pride when you finish those 100 days. But even if you don't, it's worth trying. We're trying it out, and then, giving it a shot. And who knows, you may like it, and you may eventually end up as one of the, I don't know what the people who finish call themselves, the winner's circle or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, it might be something to think about. So anyway, yeah, I'm happy to have done some work on my comic, but I've got to get back to some other stuff and make some progress on that. So hopefully I can put away some time to work on some more personal stuff. But yeah, I think that is all.